Oh, Howard Stern, he's woke. We gotta cancel him, guys. We gotta cancel him. We can't stand for this. People can't have their own opinions about things, can they? We'll be talking about that today on today's movie news show. You're watching Mirror Domains. Yeah, we do movie news, entertainment, headlines, and stuff like that. And Howard Stern definitely is entertainment out there for sure. So it falls in our wheelhouse for sure. We'll be also talking about Brie Larson and the Marvels. It's not looking good for them. And Rupert Murdoch of Fox finally calls it a career. Yeah. Plus a bunch of other big movie and entertainment news headlines that we can take a look at. But we start off by taking a look at this big headline. Howard Stern tells off critics who say he's woke. Now I'm anti... Ooh, that's not a good word that people... Dude, I think maybe, I don't know. This is going to turn off a lot of people, I know. But he says, I'm anti-Trump, pro-vaccine, support gender people. I am woke, MFer. I'm not going to use the foul language there, Howard. But, yeah, he's just basically come out and said he's had enough of this hoopla of kind of like... this mentality of if you get labeled or if you care about someone else, then you're woke and you deserve to be canceled. In fact, you're nonsense. And he's just calling out just kind of like how much of a double-edged sword that is if you label somebody woke. I listened to the sound bite of him talking about it, and he's like, well, the opposite of woke means that you're asleep. And if woke means that, I take my vaccine, then so be it kind of thing, right? And he supports people like transgender rights and stuff like that. Here on this show, guys, I'm not going to go too much into like a big political rant about stuff. I'm just talking more or less about the impact that this is going to have on the entertainment side of things. So don't worry about that. I'm not going to come in here and start bashing Howard Stern for taking this stance. I'm also not going to... well, here's the thing. I myself am somewhat level-headed. I can look at some headlines and stuff like this and have kind of like an approach about it where I don't got stake in this. I don't. So for me, somebody saying that they don't really care about this kind of stigma that is now attached to the word woke, I'm like, cool, good. Somebody of this platform, of this ilk, is saying that, yeah, all of it is really just, it's nonsense. If you want to take a vaccine, then take one. If you don't, then don't. But just like trying to demonize someone because if you've got the stance that you're anti-vax, trying to go out there and if you wake up in the morning with your tea or coffee and you're like, today we're going to go out there and we're going to push the line of everybody should be anti-vax. And it's like, why? Why would you spend your time doing that? Right? And that's what more or less that I got out of Howard Stern's comments. Why would you wake up in the morning? Why would you waste time and effort trying to say that you're going to be launching a crusade against transgender people? No, I'm not against transgender people. I just don't want transgender people in sports. Okay. Are you playing that sport? Are your kids playing that sport? No, but some guy over in Texas might be having that problem. So I, over here in Nebraska, I'm going to get up this morning and I'm going to have my coffee and I'm going to champion for no transgender in sports. If it doesn't affect you, it's like, yeah. It's an issue that plagues a lot of people in the social media spheres. I know people would maybe even try to construe what I'm saying here as I'm supporting either side. I guess they could take a snippet of what I've said and say, but just concentrating on what Howard Stern said. Howard Stern is woke and proud. He caught wind of claims that he's not good anymore because he's woke Yeah, and Stern is as big as you hear this a lot too from Joe Rogan too. Like, oh, he has too many right wingers on. Oh, he's too conspiracy theory. Oh, um, he's pro Trump now, and he's like, he's a talk show host, guys. Of course, you're going to go over a myriad of topics. Um, do I think that Joe Rogan does some of these things to push buttons? Of course. Does Howard Stern say things to push buttons at times? Of course. Do I do that? Of course. Yes, everybody does in this kind of sphere does. So it's kind of like I don't. I'm able to look at it and say, fine, you do whatever you want to do, man. Whatever he does, whatever Stern does, it doesn't affect me. So I'm not going to lose sleep over it, right? It's kind of like, let's go to the opposite side of the spectrum. Let's go to who is somebody on the right side there? Steve Bannon. I know he's got his podcast and stuff. I don't listen to it, and yeah, he should be able to say what he wants to say. But I look at some of the stuff that he has said, and I'm like, that's not for me. So who's another one? Alex Jones. It's like, he's funny to listen to sometimes when he's going off and being really unhinged. He's very animated in the way that he delivers his material. Oh, the bonus show. It's like, get out of here. It grabs people when you're animated, right? That you get, people are like, well, I want to listen to what that guy says. And Howard Stern is one of those people that people want to, oh, I want to hear what that guy says. But if you wear a badge of I'm this color, I'm red or I'm blue first before you are a person, that's when you get into the trouble like this, where it's like, oh, he's not good anymore. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to try to start a forum. No, I'm going to start a subreddit against Howard Stern. Yeah. Around Friday morning, and I got my there's a new vaccine for the COVID thing. There's like a booster or something, and he was talking about that. And I think that's how it started. This effing country is so great. I am woke, MFer. I love it. I want to be awake, and I want to read legitimate news sources. Here's how woke I am. I believe the election was not rigged. I am woke. I think that's a compliment. Yeah. And then he goes, he's hitting all the buttons there, right? As soon as he says, I believe that the election was not rigged, then that's immediately stepping on, obviously, the right side, like the right wing side. I need to start saying right wing side, not right side. The right wing side of people who do believe that it was rigged. Okay, fine, you can believe that, but all the evidence proves that, it says that, well, yeah, there was some people that did cheat and tried to double vote and stuff like that, but not of any significance to change the outcome. And guess what? All of the investigations that have turned up corruption have mostly come from people on the right wing double voting and trying to do things like overthrow. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to go down. I said I wouldn't go down there, so we're not going down there. I know big people will be talking about this today. This is splashed all over the big trades. You see here on Variety. It was on Hollywood Reporter and stuff like that. And then hey, if you don't like to hear me talk about these things, then just fast forward a little bit. But I thought it was a big thing. It caught my attention last night. And I know that a lot of people will be talking about it. And if you wanted to hear my opinions about it, Howard Stern, yeah, okay, so what if he's woke? I consider myself somewhat woke. I pay attention to the news. I'm able to look at headlines with a measured response. I don't listen to I don't listen to Howard Stern's show. I don't. So whatever. All right, guys, let's put that aside for a little bit now. Let's get into some more movie news headlines. Yeah, today's a little bit of a raw show. I don't have the sidebar here that I normally do. I was out at the market this morning and it just took me longer to get groceries and stuff. So I apologize for that. But what else can you find here on the channel? Later on today, we will be doing a full live watch along at 1 p.m. for Kareena Kapoor Khan's new movie, Suspect X, or Jane John, depending on which country you're seeing it in. So at 1 p.m. today, we'll be watching this movie, Suspect X. It's on Netflix, so if you got a subscription, come join us for that. I just realized that I forgot to put in my thumbnail in the news slides section. So how can I do this, James? Well, you can do that. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully that'll work. Is it there now? No, it's not there now. Okay, so I have to update that. Should be there now. There it is, Suspect X. Yeah, so that thumbnail's, that's why I'm late too, because I had to put in all the metadata. That was very, well, not well done, but yeah, we'll be watching that later today. Trailer reactions for Percy Jackson's are up on the channel. Movie reviews for Haunting in Venice. Ahsoka episode 6 yesterday we watched here on the channel. Oh, that was so good. Really good. Star Wars Ahsoka is really good series. Trailer reaction for Nicolas Cage, Aquaman 2, and of course then, as you know, we do movie news properly 2 or 3 times during the week. And we started something new last night. I don't know if it's going to be always on YouTube, but I do want to do like a prime time kind of news show. It was raw last night, but I do want to have it formal here. Um, for I think I might start moving it over to Facebook because I want to involve all of the other platforms. We already do a lot on Twitch. We do a lot of the gaming on Twitch. That gets migrated over to YouTube, and then yeah, on all the other social media handles like TikTok and Instagram, you can find my shorts and pictures like that. Speaking of which, we updated the profile pictures for all the platforms, so go take a look at that. It's just me smiling. Don't worry about that. It's not a big thing. I just thought, for me, I was looking at the one with the tie. That felt a little too formal. Yeah. So there we go. All right. So Kareena Kapoor, Suspect X, looking forward to that. Come join us for that for sure. It will be in the Hindi version, guys, but we'll be watching it with English subtitles. All right. Let's get into some other headlines here. Deadpool 3 update fuels major Fox Marvel cameo rumors and theories. Well, this is on the shelf right now because of the strike and stuff like that, but it doesn't stop us movie fans from speculating. Deadpool 3 is rumored to bring back Fox Marvel characters, including James Marsden's Cyclops and Famke Janssen's Jean Grey. Really? Actually, I thought we got good closure with that in Days of Future Past, when Logan wakes up in the corrected timeline and Jean Grey and Cyclops are there. I thought that was really good closure. Sean Levy, the director, acknowledges the importance of the Fox Marvel legacy and how it shaped both the MCU and the careers of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and himself. So he's a little bit humbled by it, yeah? Deadpool 3 has the potential to set up X-Men storyline before the official introduction of the mutants. Well, yeah. The MCU really needs to get to the mutants and the X-Men fast. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes about the Marvels. It's not looking good, man. Deadpool 3 is rumored to bring many Fox characters over. Yeah, we heard about that. And we know it's confirmed that some of them will be back, right? Halle Berry is going to be back. I don't know. I don't think Patrick Stewart's going to be there, though. And Deadpool and Wolverine are iconic Marvel characters, more specifically, iconic Marvel of the Fox era characters. We're not going to pretend, oh, we snap fingers and suddenly that Fox legacy doesn't exist and it shaped a lot of what we know as the MCU. Fox also shaped Ryan's career, Hugh's career, and my career. Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's Ryan's career. He's got a lot more going on the side. He's got a lot of other businesses and stuff like that. I would say that perhaps maybe there's an argument for Hugh Jackman's career because he was somewhat of a nobody when he came in as Wolverine. In fact, he wasn't Wolverine to start. The original actor was there for like a week or something and then had to step away. And then Hugh Jackman came in and was immediately like, that's Wolverine. So anyway, there's a lot of history there, and there's a lot of Marvel history at Fox, and certainly that's a part of our storytelling, says Sean Levy. So they're going to try to honor that legacy. I think that's good. It's not, you don't want to step on the hands of people. The thing is that because of all these cameos, you are opening the door for the possibility of ruffling some feathers of like, well, hey, you got all of these other characters back. You didn't bring back my favorite character. You'll have a little bit of that. But for the most part, I think Deadpool 3 is going to be something that people will be like, yes, because it is Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, right? Together, having that kind of banter back and forth of the two characters, like the smarty pants with the guy that doesn't take any of it, right? He's like, and they both heal. So, and they fight in this movie too. So it's going to be kind of like, I can't wait for it. The cameos is my maybe second or third thing that I'm anticipating from this. The first thing is obviously these two together, right? Seeing what kind of dialogue happens in between them. Yeah. All right. That's Deadpool news. Shall we move on to the no. Let's just keep on going like this, James. Wait a minute. Yeah. Sean Levy directed Ryan Reynolds in a movie called The Adam Project, and the kid in that from The Adam Project is going to be in Percy Jackson series in the Olympians. We watched that trailer earlier this week. Yeah, we already said that, right? This headline caught my attention. Disney's Percy Jackson can't breeze past the book's most problematic storyline. Now, I'm not somebody who knows the books. I never read them, so what are they talking about here? The show has the opportunity to rectify the book's shortcomings in addressing the abusive behavior by Percy's stepfather. Oh, okay. So we've kind of got a little bit of the Muggle situation with what happened to Harry Potter, right? Was there a problem with that? Actually, I don't even remember that in the movies. They must have just glossed that over, right? The books downplay the seriousness of Gabe's abuse and treat it as it's a minor subplot, but the TV show can address it with more sensitivity and emotional depth. Oh, so it's there, but they don't say that they don't make a statement that it's good or bad? My question is then why was it added to the book? Just so that we can sympathize with Percy a little bit more? I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of a way you can open that up a little bit. Because sometimes a book is a different medium, right, than a TV series. Audiences need different information and delivered in different ways. Because when you're reading a book, it's mostly all up here that you're imagining and seeing what you're reading, right? You're envisioning whatever it is that you have in your head. But when you're watching a series or a movie or something, then you're seeing somebody else depict that for you. So I guess maybe there could be something in there that could be addressed for sure. I don't know. I wouldn't say that that's an absolute mandate that it has to be addressed. But yeah, it could be handled with a little bit more sensitivity, I would imagine, perhaps. Uh, yeah, the book's never really addressed it. So yeah, if they're going to put it in, then that's something that, as a series, I think you would have to address. So um, this is going to be on Disney Plus in December, right? Um, I think we will watch. We'll do watch-alongs for this. We'll at least the first pilot episode. We'll watch because that trailer, that teaser trailer, and what Scoble here, the kid, was doing in the trailer got me intrigued. Because when I watched the Adam Project, you're like, who is this kid? He's really emulating Ryan Reynolds really well. It's like, wow. Um, he's gonna have a bright future, and hopefully it's well received, and we can forego people's objections to things not being handled properly, because it was based on a book. We're going to have to deal with a certain level of that as the series unravels. All right, let's go over to the Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, the Marvels. Um, this headline, yeah, bad news. Marvel's next movie can't avoid a controversial MCU trend. A new reveal teases that the Marvels will be repeating a common MCU complaint. Unfortunately, has plagued the franchise for years, and it's been years now. So I'm wondering what that is. The Marvels may continue a controversial trend, yeah, which is keeping its movies' narratives too similar and by the book. Okay, so the formula of here are the good guys, here comes a bad guy, who's got some agenda to take over the universe, or squash people's feelings of maybe maybe they feel that the good people are they're too woke, so they got to stop that out. And then of course the good guys defeat the bad guy at the end and kill him. Maybe it's kind of like the rinse and repeat thing. Oh, and we got to throw in some humor here, some crass humor. It's like, get out of here with that. Yeah, we're tired of that. Thor: Love and Thunder proved that quite a bit. That people were done with that. Um, but the MCU doesn't always do that, James. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was good. Yes, it was, but that had a lot to do with James Gunn and his ability to craft characters that he had started in his trilogy, right? It's not a problem that's isolated just to the MCU. DC films also have this problem of just the rinse and repeat. Here's the new superhero. Here's the powers. Here's the bad guy. They defeat the bad guy. Nothing really of substance really happens that moves the MCU towards something, right? That's something that's my complaint. Is that it doesn't feel like we're driving towards the Secret Wars. We're not driving towards Kang. Yeah, of course, Ant-Man Quantumania did because Kang was introduced there. But did Shang-Chi drive towards Kang? Did Thor: Love and Thunder drive towards Kang? Did Multiverse of Madness drive towards Kang? A little bit in the fact that they're dealing with multiverses, but not that much, really, when you think about it, right? Um, of course, we knew that Guardians of the Galaxy wouldn't because that was closing off the trilogy. They did a good job of explaining that to us as the audience members before we went in to see it. That no, guys, this is going to be the finale of this iteration of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, my problem with the MCU right now is we don't know who the Avengers are. We watched these sub movies, these side movies, because we know that before in the other phases, it was driving towards them eventually all meeting up in an Avengers movie. And it just so happens that some of them were good, like the first Thor, Captain America Civil War, and Winter Soldier is beholden as a masterpiece for a lot of people. First Iron Man was good. Um, but they were all driving towards an Avengers movie, right? And Here's the thing. Here's what I understand that the Marvels is a side project uh, that probably won't drive towards an Avengers movie, but I just kind of want to know who. Like it was made even clear in Endgame that Captain Marvel really isn't an Avenger. Yeah, she showed up there at the end, but she's like she was gone for most of it. And her answer was, "Well, there are other planets out there that don't have Avengers, so it's kind of like I got to go off now. Bye." So is she ever going to be part of the Avengers? Is Miss Marvel going to be part of the Avengers? Is whatever uh, Rambeau's character, is she going to be one of the Avengers? It's kind of like we don't know. That uncertainty is really starting to etch away. It's a fact, it's etched away at our anticipation for these films too much that I think a lot of us MCU fans are just going into this with a scrutiny of like, do we need to watch this? I'll just wait for streaming. I don't need to go to the theater to watch this one, right, guys? If it's not going to drive towards an Avengers, then I don't know. I did like the last trailer, and I do like Brie Larson, and I do like Rambeau there from WandaVision. I never watched Miss Marvel, so I can't testify if she's good or not. But people in the live chats have told me that it was good. Maybe we can watch that as a grumpy man. Grumpy Man reacts to Miss Marvel. Possibly. Arglass says most of the Marvel movies are saturated with Easter eggs to forthcoming movies. Shang-Chi alluded to Kang with the rings emitting a signal that Wong identified, for example. Okay. Well, that Easter egg, I guess. Well, maybe I did hear it, but it didn't resonate with me. And we saw Wong with Shang-Chi at the end in the credits. It was like, okay, so then where has been Shang-Chi then? What are they doing? Where are they doing? What's happening? It's like, and is anybody going to address the events, whatever happened in the Eternals? No, it appears not. Arglass says Captain Marvel is too powerful to be friendly neighborhood superhero. It's convenient to bring on Apocalypse so that Captain Marvel can be included. Miss Marvel is a fair choice. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to seem too negative about it. I do have high hopes. I hope it. I hope it. We all go into this with all of our skepticisms that are warranted. I'm not going to deprive you of that. All of our uh, skepticisms are like they're well founded, and that's the MCU's problem. Is that it's just kind of like I hope we come out and it's like um, that was surprisingly good. Wow, cool. I want to see more. Yeah, that's what I hope. Argon says, I'm a geek for Shang-Chi and the martial arts. I usually drop the ball on the other characters. Okay. All right. Moving on. There was a teaser trailer for a TV show that's going to be on Netflix in January. Sofia Vergara transforms into the godmother of Griselda. What is it? A crime boss? She's like into narcotics, trafficking. Yeah, we saw this picture the other day, right? And it looks like they augmented her face a little bit. So there is a teaser out now. For some reason, YouTube won't let me open the link. It's really a teaser, guys, in the form that it's only like 25 seconds or something, and for the most part, it's just a narration. Uh, you see that there's big groups of people getting together, trafficking stuff. You see the goodies, you see the powder, and the clothing definitely gives a hint of the time period that it's going to be in. And then you see her. I don't know. It does she got? It does look like there's some kind of prosthetics going on, either to make the chin bigger or something. I don't know. And she just recently got divorced from Joe Manganiello, right? Fascinating. Um, Sofia Vergara fans will be on board with this. I don't. I do like her as an actress. I just the subject matter of. Well, I guess it could be gritty. If she's in control, she's going to be probably pretty brutal in this, right? Um, and then it just goes to the title card, Griselda, January 25th on Netflix. Because of the nature of it, I don't know if we would be able to do watch-alongs for it, but it's an interesting look for sure. And it comes from producers of Narcos and Narcos Mexico, so this is in their wheelhouse. This is their bread and butter. And I do want to I want to see this side of Sofia Vergara because it's a different tone, right? She's done the comedy stuff. Um, she's done some of the slapstick stuff with what was it, Machete 2, Machete Kills or whatever. She's one of the bad guys in that. I want to see more of a serious tone. I want to see if she's got those chops to sell the menace behind that character. I think she can. It's a curious look. January 25th, Griselda, Sofia Vergara. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it's based on anything real or not. The Colombian Godmother, who created one of the most profitable cartels in history. So it is based off a real person. Let's see what the real person looked like in comparison. Yeah, that looks like Sofia Vergara. No. uh yeah, no, that doesn't look like her at all. Sorry, it's just because Sofia Vergara is so striking, right? But I hope they get the menace behind it. Even when she's younger, no, that does not look like Sofia Vergara. But whatever, she's playing the character. Next, Carla Gugino's new Mike Flanagan character beats her 5-year Hill House record. Yes. Um, Fall of the House of the Usher is just around the corner, guys. And we will be doing full live watch alongs for that one for sure. Trailer dropped last week. Trailer reactions up on the channel right now. And Carla is a staple of Mike Flanagan's uh, carousel of returning cast members because she's awesome. Carla Gugino is like, yeah, not enough people talk about her. And it would be awesome if she got some notoriety, like awards wise, for some of these roles, because she just embodies these characters, and she's awesome. So she returns to the Fall of the House of Usher, playing a terrifying, shape-shifting demon. Oh wow, yeah. Well, Fall of House of Usher is like, I thought it was about murder, and one of the people ends up murdered at like a big house party kind of thing. This modern adaptation of the classic features a star-studded cast, including Bruce Greenwood, Mary McDonnell, and Mark Hamill. Gugino's character, Verna, is even scarier than her previous role of Olivia Crane in on the Haunting of Hill House. Yeah. Well, actually, was it scary? For 7 episodes, it was, or maybe. She was the mother character. And she does some very bad things in that too. So I guess maybe if you're looking at it from that perspective. But I'm glad in each series that she does with Mike Flanagan, it's always a different type of role. Like in Bly Manor, she was kind of like the narrator. She's got kind of like a heartbreaking scene towards the end too. Um, I don't know why. Just thinking about Blind Manor just gets me here again because it was so well done, so well crafted, and that's Mike Flanagan for you. So when we watch House of Fall of Usher, you're going to see how well crafted it is, how almost every scene sets up for something else that will be paid off later on. October 12th is when Fall of the House of Usher starts, guys. Next month is going to be big. It's going to be big here on the channel. Verna finally breaks Carla Gugino's Mike Flanagan's voice character streak after Hill House. What do you mean? That she's just going to be outright evil in this one? Carla can do it. Looking forward to that. Let's keep on with the horror headlines. Halloween. Official making of book released in October dives deep into David Gordon Green's trilogy. Now, I was somebody who didn't like Halloween Ends, like most people. Halloween Kills, I just seen, was added to Netflix. Evil Dies Tonight. There are fans of this franchise. A lot of people really like that first Michael Gordon Green Halloween. So this might be something of interest. I do like behind the scenes stuff and the coverage. Maybe adding a little bit more insight may add some appreciation to what I thought of Halloween Ends. Maybe. I don't know. The creative processes behind the stunts, costume, production design, and makeup effects are revealed through interviews with the cast and crew, while captivating on-set photography captures the shooting of key scenes and action set pieces. A must for all horror fans of Halloween 2018 to 2022. Okay, so we got some sample pages here. I do every now and then like to see the prop masters work with the changing of the masks, the thought processes behind that, why was it like this and stuff like that. I watched the one for I think Rob Zombie's one. Rob Zombie actually made that a focal point of his version of Michael, the masks. I like that. And that actually might be more entertaining than the movies themselves. Sometimes. Sorry. Where do I land on this trilogy? There were aspects about the first one that I liked. The brutality of Michael. Halloween Kills just kind of came off the rails. And for me, it just never got back on the rails. I like all the nods and Easter eggs to other installments in the franchise during Halloween Kills. But then Halloween Ends, it just didn't feel like the conclusion to a trilogy that they were setting up. It didn't feel like that because they introduced a new character and that just didn't feel great. You can pre-order the copy of a 240-page hardcover book from Amazon today. Huh. Cost? What do you guys think this costs? $50. Over under $100. Let's say that. What do you guys think? Over under $100 for that book. Actually, it looks like it's pretty reasonable. Halloween, the official making of Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends hardcover, $46.50. So it's even under $50. That's reasonable. So if you're a fan of the Halloween, that franchise, or of that series, that's a must-have. For 46 bones, 46 clams, it's right up there. All right. I think I hit all those titles. Yes, I did. I want to do a fun story before we get into Rupert Murdoch. Taylor Swift reveals 1989 Taylor's version complete track list, including vault songs. Yes, thank you for playing along, sleuthing, puzzling, and making these reveals more fun and chaotic. Yeah, she loves to play these games with song reveal titles. And what she's done if you don't know, because the older producer of these albums was a complete bonehead who was mistreating all of the artists that he worked with. And it was like, no, you can't play that song on the stage, Taylor. I own it. She's like, well, no, I wrote it. So I'm going to re-record the album so I can play it on stage and stuff like that and have the rights to it myself. So that's what's happened to all of her previous albums. She's redone them all. So the 1989 album is coming out. And we got the track listings, which will, of course, be the normal tracks, right? From the original album. But yeah, she puts in a bunch of unreleased tracks as well, right? That's the trend now these days. You got the normal album that comes out, then you got the deluxe version with a bunch of the B-sides that didn't make the first cut, and that's what you got. Hopefully you got me a full list here. No, you don't. Surprised it's on the way. Yeah, so see how this is like puzzles and stuff? You got to work out these word things to figure out titles for songs and stuff.
Now that we don't talk. Say don't go.
And she's recorded those herself.
Suburban Legends.
Sorry, you don't have the audio switched over.
Can't wait for you to hear them.
Did I turn that on?
Oh, look, you did it. You unlocked the 1989 Taylor's version vault. And now I am so excited to share the new vault track titles with you. They are Is It Over Now? Now That We Don't Talk. Say Don't Go.
That does sound like it's on the telephone, right? I could hear myself talking to her on the phone. No?
Suburban Legends.
I don't know.
Can't wait for you to hear them.
Yeah. Delusions of Grandeur, James. Delusions of Grandeur. Yeah. But I am a Swift fan, so there you go. Let's get back into the big headline of the day. Rupert Murdoch stepping down as chairman of Fox and News Corporation. His son, Lachlan Murdoch, will continue to lead his media empire. This is splashed all over the big trades, all over the big news headlines today, guys, because Rupert Murdoch is the guy who made Fox, right? He came in and he declared right up off the bat that Fox is going to be an organization with the sole mission to champion right-wing politicians and viewpoints. That's its sole mission. It wasn't to have, like, it does, Fox does on, like, on a municipal level for each town or city. You can have, like, honest Fox News reporting. But for, like, the big shows where it gets into, like, more punditry, opinion pieces, the primetime shows where it's just all, oh, this person said this, the spin. It's more of like that spin kind of stuff. We knew that was Murdoch's mandate. He drove it for a long time, but he's got a lot of history under his belt that people respect because he made that corporation. But unfortunately, because he was that corporation, a lot of bad things did happen. Well, if you're a big enough organization, bad things will happen. So people may be going, yay, he's finally gone. But from what I heard, his son, Lachlan, is worse. My concern here is this now that he's gone. And there's a big statement here at the end, his letter. I'm not going to read. That because his son is a little bit more extreme on the right side, on the right wing, that they might go full tilt now, and it's like, oh, the little bit of chain that was holding me back from the father going too far is now gone. So now I can just go full tilt and just go all conspiracy theory all the time. Everything is like, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know that much beyond that surface level, but some may say that would they bring back Tucker Carlson? I doubt it. He cost them $830 million in a defamation suit, so I don't think that'll happen. But yeah, all that kind of stuff happened under this guy's regime, right? And he's old. I'm really surprised he hasn't retired earlier. Again, it's greed. I don't get it. When you've got enough money that you don't have to work a day in your life ever again, you've got the yachts, you've got the mansions, your kids never have to work, your grandchildren's grandchildren don't have to work ever again. Why do you, as an old man, continue to sit in a tower just pining for this? It always boggled my mind. I'd be like, no, I got my cut. Hey, if I ever made it to be a millionaire, I know I've already got it figured out how much I need just to retire now. If I ever hit that moment, I'm like, I'm done, guys. I don't need that much more. Here, if whatever I've done still generates a lot of revenue, I'd be like, okay, well, we're going to be donating to a lot of charities. I'll be doing a lot of humanitarian work. That's what I would be doing. Yeah. Artglass says, think big, James. Taylor and yourself could rub shoulders if her first directorially debut movie premieres at TIFF. Ooh, that's a good call, Artglass, for sure. Chris Schober in live chat says, what movies are on the agenda today? And James, well, we're going to be watching that Project X. Wait, it's not Project X. What is it called? Suspect X. Yeah, Suspect X. Jane John. We're watching that at 1 p.m. today here on the channel. Chris Schober says, Rupert Murdoch, he's getting up in age as an old fart. Yeah, well, he's, what, 80? He's almost 90 now, isn't he? And like once he hit 80, like even late 70s, I don't understand. 92 now. My God. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's getting married, too. Well, if you're around and you want to experience love again, fine. But this guy's no saint. Make sure of that. Despite all the accomplishments that he's done, right? Now, when it does come to like geniuses and stuff like that, I would say that this guy's got a little bit more up here than, say, like an Elon Musk. This guy would never do anything like buy Twitter and then run it into the ground. He was smart. He was calculating. He was very Emperor Palpatine-ish when it came to the way that he ran that empire. Yeah. James, what are you basing that on? How dare you insult us? Oh, I'm sorry. All right. That's pretty much all I have in the can for my headlines. So I thought we would just scroll around Movie Web and take a look. One Piece live action soundtrack is a 4-hour musical voyage inspired by The Witcher. Yeah, and if you don't know what's happened to our watch-alongs for One Piece, James, you only got 2 episodes in. I sat down, turned on the camera, and I was like, do I really want to watch this? I don't. A lot of it has to do with not the actor. A lot of it had to do with this. The constant smiling. The feeling that they're not. Again, it was that transformation of one medium to another. The comic book, the anime. Okay, fine, they're like this in the anime, but when it's adapted to live action, it's worth the try to see if it can work, and it's worked for a lot of people. But for me, the constant smiling just took me out of it too much. And this actor doesn't like when he doesn't smile and he's a little bit more serious. His complexion is totally different, and the episodes are too long. If One Piece was half an hour episodes, I could probably digest it better. Anyway, there you go. Sorry about that, guys. Paul Mescal, All of Us Strangers trailer. Oh yeah, that dropped today too. Usually, people who come from old money don't like to lose control of the empire they have built. It's the thrill of the hunt and deal. Well, yeah, for talking about Rupert Murdoch there, Arglass, probably so. And I heard stories that if you ever crossed him, if you crossed him up and questioned his judgment about something, he would come down hard on you, like to the point like not only did you lose your job, but you could possibly like lose your house and your manhood. It was like that's how hard he came down on people. Anyway, Chris Schober, guess what happened to me yesterday, James? Oh, please don't be something gross. Well, that sucks for you, man. Bummer. Moving on. Netflix Onimusha trailer transforms the video game into riveting live-action packed anime series. Really, Election sequel starring Reese Witherspoon gets positive update from director. That one was way long ago. I think more people would like to see Legally Blonde 3 before this, right? The sequel picks up years after the events of the original story. Well, obviously. With Tracy now a substitute teacher and vice principal. Huh. 24 years after the first election movie. Yeah, this is something where are people clamoring for this? Yeah, there's the Reese Witherspoon fans out there. I'm one of them. We've watched an odd number of Reese Witherspoon movies here on the channel. Election wasn't one that stood out to me, though. I like Matthew Broderick in it. Wasn't this one kind of where she was like a bit of an obtuse character? It wasn't like Legally Blonde. She was a little bit off, right? She had a really weird perspective, or am I thinking of a different movie? Sorry. Yeah, Election was a chore to get through. I wasn't a fan. Yeah, because she was weird in it, right? She was kind of like waving her finger. It has to be done like this kind of mentality. And I don't remember a positive conclusion to it. Like she didn't get her comeuppance in the end or something. And she wants to be like she was a sore thumb to Matthew Broderick's character, wasn't it? Let me look up Election on IMDb and that synopsis. A high school teacher meets his match in an overachieving student politician. That's right, yes. Now, as I said, I got nothing against Reese Witherspoon. I just don't remember this one resonating, especially to warrant or merit a sequel. I'm guessing it's just because of Reese Witherspoon fans, and as you can see here, the morning show, she's on that without on Apple TV Plus. Doesn't she almost have a crush on Matthew Broderick's character in that movie? Yeah, and she sets things up like tries to accuse him or make it look like he's done some kind of crime. Is that Colleen Camp? Is she in this? Yeah, right there. Colleen Camp. Interesting. She was in Clue. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it. Probably only saw it the once. It did scream out, "Ooh, you got to watch that again." Fascinating. Next, Chris Evans plans to slowly step away from acting. Wants to live like Seth Rogen, like producing. Okay, cool. Go for it, man. Leslie Jones' memoir recalls radical backlash from Ghostbusters reboot. Yeah. We've been talking about controversial topics all this episode of um, movie news. I remember this fallout. I'm a Kristen Wiig fan. I am. So that's what drew me towards that Ghostbusters iteration. The trailers did it no favors. Uh, and the whole decision to make it an Elseworld thing when it should have just been contained in the same universe as the original Ghostbusters. Like it was just another team that came together, and that's the way that Dan Aykroyd actually thought that the Ghostbusters should have been. That there were going to be like franchises throughout the world that would get set up of ghostbusting. That's the way he wanted it to be originally, and they should have just gone with that route. It did have some script problems, and I think a lot of those problems uh, came from ad libbing on set, improvising, because they're comedians. You got to let them go. You got to let them try to find things. Some of it landed, some of it don't. It didn't. And for the most part, a lot of it didn't. And then, of course, yes, there were the bigots out there. And despite them saying that I'm not a bigot, but yet I'm making a video about how dare they make it all female cast and say that men are no good. Look at how they're treating Chris Hemsworth in this movie. It's a man hating thing. It's like, no, yeah, for God's sakes. Yeah, there's the people out there like that. And then, of course, there were also the racist bigots out there that got after her because of it was a bad time for her, I would imagine. Very bad. I hope she's got it sorted out, though, because I don't think she's a bad person. In Korea, they would have been zombie busters. Yeah. Nev Campbell did an interview on E.T. James and was talking about Scream 7 news. She said at the end, I can't discuss it, and then laughed and chuckled at the end. Oh. I don't watch E.T. because I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. And E.T., um, maybe it's the manner in which they do it. It's kind of like the camera work comes in and out. They try to emulate the TMZ stuff, and it's like, tonight we're talking about Nev Campbell in Scream 7. With the fake smiles. It's like, why is that making you smile? It doesn't feel genuine. It feels very industrialized. What do you call that? Manufactured. Those kind of TV shows. So I'm guessing that Nev Campbell character Sidney Prescott will be returning for Scream 7. James, probably not. No, she's played the card of not paying me enough. Too much. Anyway, Arglass Viking says the men played it serious and the women camped it up. I like both Ghostbusters movies. Well, I like the start. I like the setup for the female Ghostbusters movie. Again, it just should have been part of the same universe. All right. Now we are up to an hour streaming. So let's go over to the Twitterverse, see if we rounded things out, see if we missed anything. Dylan Minette, never heard of him. Hunter Schaefer. All of Us Strangers in theaters. Yeah, I'm I'm not going to be watching that one. Why, James? Is it because it's about two gay guys? No. It just something about the premise, the the what it's about just doesn't interest me. But I thought you were good, James. Well, guys, no. I'll tell you. A screenwriter drawn back to his childhood home enters a fledgling relationship with a mysterious neighbor as he then discovers his parents appear to be living just as they were on the day they died. Yeah, it's like a weird ghost kind of thing going on. But then there's like all of the marketing is it's about the love story between these two, right? I got nothing against Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott. It's kind of like, but okay, fine. Make it a love story then. What does it have to do with a miss about? He then discovers his parents appeared to be living just as they were on the day they died. Like what? What? It's the weird mix of genre there that kind of makes me go. And usually the horror stuff or the weird abstract stuff ideas do catch my attention, but this one just it doesn't have it for some reason. Maybe if you watch the trailer, James, it would get you in. I'll watch it during lunch. I'm more interested in Poor Things. And now that, again, has difference of genres with drama, but we know that it's going to be more horrific and weird. I'm more interested in Saltburn than All of Us Strangers. Maybe once the reviews to come out and the marketing machine ramps up a little bit more, then I'll consider watching it. I get from all the strangers is the parents faking their death. Oh, okay. And then they're still living in the apartment, kind of like Parasite style. There's a secret rooms that they have. I don't know. Just doesn't really tickle my fancy. But the marketing here, it's all about these two guys falling in love, which fine, okay. But what does that have to do with parents living in the? What does this have to do with parents living in the walls? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just getting mixed signals. Claire Foy, Jamie Bell in All of Us Strangers. Well, Claire Foy may be enough to draw me in. I don't know. Emma Watson from Milan Fashion Week. I'll give that the old heart. That's cool. Yeah, she's coming back to acting. She's coming back, guys. Can't wait for it. One more day until Bottoms is out on digital. Also, maybe I don't need to go out to the art house theater and check this out. This raunchy comedy. Coming of age story. I hear it's good. It is on my must see list still. Speaking of which, have I updated my spreadsheet? Midsummer, The Witch, X, and Under the Skin will all be returning to AMC theaters in October. I'd go see The Witch. Robert Eggers. Very drab, but Anya Taylor-Joy. Was it Black Peter? Very haunting. Under the Skin is also very haunting. ScarJo. That beach scene is so disturbing. What made it disturbing is because she's just standing there watching somebody get pulled out in the surf. There's I don't remember much soundtrack to it either, but you see the person struggling in the water trying to get out, and then you see somebody go in to try to get them out, and they both get swept out. and there's just a kid left on the beach crying. Very disturbing overall. Under the Skin, out of all those four, oh, that's a tough call between The Witch and Under the Skin. Which is better? It is. I would have preferred to have seen Hereditary over Midsummer. 1 month until Killers of the Flower Moon is released in theaters. Sanctuary. The Master. Okay, so this is where we caught up last night. Barbie's out on VOD right now, yeah. Rosamund Pike. Yeah, that's where we caught up yesterday. Spider-Man No Way Home is coming to Netflix UK on October 15th. The Marvels has been confirmed to carry a $274 million budget. I thought it was supposed to be a small budget. Everybody was running with those headlines the other day. With a $55 million subsidy from the UK government, not the net spending was brought down to $219 million. What? Oh, thanks. According to, well, I guess it's when you're making the movie, that's significant. But for us casual people looking at the outset, 274 to 220 million. It's still 200 million bucks. For God's sakes. According to Forbes, the movie will need to gross at least 440 million worldwide at the box office to break even. It's going to struggle, guys. The Marvels, without a doubt, we've been talking about this all show, is that the MCU and the perception of comic book movies right now, Marvels and Aquaman 2 are going to struggle. Because they do have that stigma of, do I really need to be watching it? I don't know. The director's cut. Oh, it's going to be then I'm definitely not going to be watching Midsummer. Midsummer was already too long for me when I first watched it, and I think I tried to rewatch it again on Netflix recently. When I say recently, I mean like 2 years ago. The director's cut added on an extra 30 minutes. I really like the cast for this movie. I really wanted to like this movie, but it was just too long. Again, what did we watch yesterday where I was talking about this? It's like, okay, we know that they're there to study this cult. But then when things start to go bad, get the heck out of there. Why are you hanging around still? Oh, it's for our thesis. You have loved ones there. Get your loved ones out first, and then if you want to put your own self on the line, then go back to the community and have them serve you up in a stew, or burn you alive in a house. It's like, whoa. And the ending, the cliff scene in Midsummer was more disturbing to me than the ending scene, because by the time that we knew that the community, the colony there was cult, we expected something weird to happen at the end. So the cliff scene was a little bit more jarring to me than this. Yes, I would grant Florence Pugh did a great job in it, but I think it's Ari Aster's. I think it's his weakest film, and that's including Beau is Afraid, because I think Beau is Afraid does have some moments in it where it's like, this is interesting, this is far out here. But working with cult kind of mentality is Ari Aster's wheelhouse. Oh, what the heck is this? Oh, yeah. Bottoms. Yeah, well, as I said, talking about bottoms. Okay, stop with the grinding of the hips. Coming of age. Of course, boys will be boys. Natalie Portman has been submitted for Oscar consideration for May, December. I do want to see May, December. I do. Yeah, we talked about that little promo for Saw 10 yesterday about the buying the theater tickets. Tickets are now on sale, and they didn't even use Tobin Bell's voice. They just got somebody else in there to try to make it kind of funny. A sneak peek in House of Usher. Yeah, we looked at that last night. Um, Artglass says, yeah, Blue Beetle didn't wipe its face at the box office, so the Marvels and Aquaman 2 will struggle with the bigger budgets. Blue Beetle, I think, is going to be fine financially. It has crossed 100 million, right? But its budget was like 125 or no, it was 70 million, right? Arglass says, I love Eddie Murphy's stand up regarding haunted houses and differences between ethnic inhabitants tolerating entities within. Too funny. Man, it's been a while since I watched some of his stand up. He was really good. All right, guys, I'm going to. Oh man, I only have an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm going to go have my breakfast now. Come join us at 1 p.m. to watch that Suspect X, Jane, Jane John is the original title of it on Netflix. Weird story of look like a cop that's into martial arts helps her solve a crime or something, or I don't know how it looks interesting. Come join us for that. Thank you for the casual show today, guys. I know it's all thrown together. Tomorrow we'll be back with our main show with the proper sidebar and everything like that. You just got to roll with the punches sometimes, and that's it. Later on today, I will be going out to watch It Lives Inside. Expendables 4 opens up today. Early previews, I don't know. I'll be seeing It Lives Inside. It Lives Inside at 4:10. So expect my straight out of the theater reaction for that later on today. If you're not going to join us for the watch along, I did want to check the tomato meter here quickly for Expendables. As of 11:50, this is opening day, guys. Opening day. Still no percentage for Expendables 4. Not good. Not good. All right, guys, that's it for me. Hit the thumbs up button. I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains.